Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your 2022 WWE Royal Rumble preview and predictions. We have got 4 regular matches to predict and the 2 Royal Rumble matches, which is the main event of this commentary. So we hope that you are all able to sit back and enjoy while we talk about this. Let's get through the simple stuff early. Let's just breeze through the normal non-Rumble matches. We will start with the only non-Rumble match that is not for a championship, that being the mixed tag match between Edge and his wife, Beth Phoenix, and The Miz and his wife, Maryse.
Yeah, I like Miz. I really like everybody here. I don't dislike anybody here, so I don't mean to be a douche, but I feel like this is kind of a waste of Edge. I still can't believe we haven't gotten Edge versus AJ Styles, and instead we're doing like this tag match. That said, I honestly do kind of see Miz and Maryse getting the win here. I don't know why. Maybe I just feel like Edge and Beth Phoenix have been kind of like having all the momentum on TV, like all the momentum. I'm not just talking about like the last show they get something. And you know, via cheating, and Beth Phoenix will eat the pin to kind of protect Edge. So I'm actually going to go Miz and Maryse here, surprisingly.
That's really interesting. I was absolutely on board with going all the way Edge and Beth Phoenix because this entire feud just kind of feels like a nothing feud, and in WWE, nothing feuds lead to baby faces winning more often than not. So I'm gonna just go with Edge and Beth picking up the win here. Maybe they do lose and Beth shows up in the Rumble later. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. All right, next matchup.
Well, next matchup I had being Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's title against Doudrop.
Yeah, should be an interesting title defense. I think way too many people have made a big deal about, what are the alignments? Who do we cheer for? Like in this, you know what? I just think they needed a challenger for Becky. They didn't want to have to put, Bianca on front street, maybe have them take a loss or Liv again, because Liv already got done her program. So it's a different kind of matchup, but I absolutely expect Becky to win. There's no way Doudrop wins this.
Okay, glad we're on the same page regarding that. I'm also picking Becky to retain, but I wanted to throw out there: is there a chance that they're doing this match with a heel Doudrop as a way to begin the transition of Becky going face so that she can feud with an even bigger heel in the next few months leading up to Mania?
It's possible, but I don't know. I kind of doubt it. It really depends on how the match is booked. I mean, we'll have to see come tomorrow, but I just can't visualize it right now personally.
Okay. Let's get to our double sort of men's main event. Starting with Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship.
I think this is going to be a hard-hitting affair. I know fans have wanted this for a long time, myself included. I'm actually going to go with Bobby Lashley to win here.
Same.
So I'm going with Bobby Lashley to regain the WWE title for a second time, which, credit to Bobby, I never thought he'd be a 2-time WWE champion. I never thought he'd be a 1-time WWE champion, let alone winning it back. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Bobby here.
Yep, I'm also going with Bobby to win here. I'm going to pick Bobby, and that's probably going to piss Brock off quite a bit that we're both picking Bobby to beat him. But yeah, we agree on that. So let's get into our final non-Rumble match of the night. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins.
Should be really good. Obviously, the added step, Usos banned from ringside. I'm just going to be honest about something. I backed off of this idea, but I'm just going to lay my cards on the table. I thought the reason they made that explicit was to give the illusion that Seth could win. And then I actually had it in my mind that Kevin Owens would screw him out of the championship. Because in my mind, just to kind of let everybody into my thought process, I know Kevin's been chummy with Seth, but one, we know Kevin's history of relationships. Okay, so let's just be honest about that. And then two, Kevin, his whole downward spiral to being this guy started with Seth when he planted the seeds, kind of meddled in his affairs with Big E, that being right. Kevin Owens. So I feel like Kevin would be like, look, the only reason I'm this way is because of you. So it's still classic Kevin Owens blaming other people. But he's like, look, it all started with you. It's your fault. So I wanted to hurt you the way that you hurt my chances at redemption. blah, blah, blah. I've cooled off on that idea. I do think a split will happen, but it would seem a bit abrupt right now. I think this team has more to do. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised RK Bro lost the tag titles to Alpha Academy. Pleasantly surprised, mind you, but still surprised, because I had it originally that Seth and Owens would become tag team champions. But for now, I think Roman's just going to beat Seth clean. It's not unprecedented for Roman to have clean title defenses. And I think this is going to be one because I think people know historically Seth has Roman's number. So it's kind of WWE's way to make Roman even more of an obstacle than he already was by beating a guy that we know can beat him when all things are equal. So I actually think Roman's going to pull it out clean. I don't think any shenanigans are going to go down.
I also have Roman retaining here. We have a consensus on everything, John. Actually, no, we don't. We have a consensus on all the title matches. The only match that we don't agree on is the match that doesn't really fucking matter, the mixed tag. So that's actually really cool to know because that makes things that much cleaner for our actual Rumble picks, because it means that Bobby and Roman are both not going to be in it, and it means that it is open for Brock and Seth to be in both of our scenarios.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so let's get on into the Rumble, and I want to ask you this straight up, John. What would you rather do order-wise? Would you rather go from the top of the list to the bottom of the list, last revealing our winner? Or would you rather go in order from least confident to most confident with our picks?
We can go from top to bottom on the list. I don't mind that.
That sounds good to me, too. I think that's a better idea, but I was going to leave it up to you. All right, let's talk about who we think the first two entrants in the Women's Rumble are going to be.
That's right. You want to do women's first. All right. I have, for my number one entrant, I think they just get the pop out of the way early. I have Bayley for 3 points at my number one entrant.
That would be absolutely wonderful. I would really, really enjoy that. And honestly, if I expected Bayley to show up that early, I might even have her be my longest lasting. So my number one is Charlotte Flair.
That makes a lot of sense. They might have even done that one year, and if they haven't, they will eventually, and it could be tomorrow. So yeah, no qualms there.
I only have 2 points on that.
Yeah, my number two entrant, just because we were kind of talking about this, it might have been on Q&A. It might have been on like NXT. I know we talked about it in a recent commentary, I'll say. But yeah, my number two entrant with 2 points of confidence is Lita. So we can just start that right now, the Bayley-Lita interactions. So yeah.
The beautiful
Bayley
thing about this is that we
trouble.
know she's going to be in it. So you're not guessing. This isn't a guess. This is a legitimate possibility.
Exactly.
My number two, the person who's going to interrupt Charlotte to hopefully a nice big pop, Liv Morgan with 1 point of confidence.
Very nice. I like that.
All right. Let's get to our number 30 entrant. I am going to go straight mask off. I have Ronda Rousey entering number 30 with 4 points of confidence.
You know, I'm going to be honest with everybody. I had Ronda like a lot on my women's like spreadsheet here. I redacted her and I just kept it with roster members because you know what, Ashton, I will say to you right now, so you have it on record. You are probably right. I just don't feel comfortable playing this game with things that I can't say with certainty. So I'd rather work with the parts that I know are in play for a fact.
Absolutely fair. Completely fair. And if you'd caught me at another time, I probably would have done the same. But I'm feeling froggy, so I jumped.
I don't blame you. I just wanted to make perfectly clear that I do agree with you. I just went a different way, and it's not because of a disagreement. So my number 30 was Asuka, because I feel like she'll get a nice pop and everything else, and I think she should be healthy and cleared in time to do this. So I went Asuka, and I put 4 points of confidence on that.
I like that we have the same number of confidence points on that. That's really cool. All right, time to get to longest lasting. Who is your longest lasting woman?
I actually do have Bayley for longest lasting at 5 points.
That makes all the sense in the world. And this is another category that we share a confidence total on. I also have 5 points on also my number one entrant, Charlotte, lasting the longest.
Very interesting. Okay, then we get to shortest lasting.
And I think they're going to continue with the meme. I think it's going to be Natalya. I think she got beaten in 3.17 seconds by Aaliyah, and she's going to maybe even try and set a new Royal Rumble record as well by lasting the least amount of time in that. And I have 3 points. Well,
wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you know it? We only differ in value of confidence because I too have Natalya, but I put 6 points on it.
Love it. I love it. And all right, let's get then to the sort of last six, which are like the big ones. These are like the ones that even the WWE seems to make the big deal out of, which is the most eliminations, the final four, and then of course the winner, which obviously they make a big deal out of that. So let's talk about most eliminations, John. Who do you think has the most eliminations?
This is where I get crazy. You talked about feeling froggy earlier with Ronda Rousey. I got froggy with my fucking points, which is why I'm glad I don't live near a casino. Most eliminations, Bianca Belair. I put a whopping 10 points on that.
Holy
So,
shit!
10 points confidence. Bianca Belair will have the most eliminations in this Rumble.
Damn. I only put 6 points of confidence on my most eliminations, and that is Charlotte. I just think she's gonna fucking dominate all Rumble. I think she's gonna be maybe not exactly beat for beat the way that Brock was in the 2020 Rumble, but similarly dominant.
You know what, dude? Makes all the sense in the world to me, given that it is Charlotte Flair. Anybody that would try and say otherwise is,
Well,
to put it nicely, kidding themselves.
it's not just that it's Charlotte Flair; it's that she's entering the Rumble as a champion. Like that's
Yeah.
the exact conditions that we had with Lesnar 2 years ago. He entered the Rumble as a champion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Then we get to the final four, right? So the first final four.
Absolutely. Oh, and you know what? I think I'm supposed to go first here. So do you want to go? Let's go. Let's go from lowest confidence points in the final four and work our way up to highest. Okay.
Lowest confidence points in the final four. Okay. I think I can do that. Yeah.
So my lowest confidence points in my final four is 8 points, which I put on, believe it or not, Mickie James.
Interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. My lowest confidence points for Final Four went to Asuka for 7.
Very nice. I actually really like that. That's awesome. I really hope that she comes back and has a really good Rumble performance. I'm pulling for you to be right there. What about your next lowest after Asuka?
Next lowest would be Bayley at 8 points.
Damn, you have her going all the way to the end. Very nice.
I think they want to return her in a big way, dude, just to get her right back in the mix.
Yeah, and she is a workhorse, so she can definitely pull it off. My next lowest point total is Sasha Banks at 9, and then Charlotte Flair at 10.
Bro, I fucking love us because I agree with you down to the number with Sasha Banks. She's also in my final four, 9 points of confidence.
Okay.
But then for my biggest 11, Bianca Belair for a full 11 points in my final four.
Jesus Christ.
She's going to make it. She's definitely going to make it. The year that she's had so far, well, really just the run that she's had so far for most 2021 into 2022 would not surprise me at all. At all. I'm fully expecting it.
And then my final four member, Ronda Rousey, because she's entering at 30. And to take it a step further, with 7 points of confidence, my winner, Ronda Rousey.
Now, here's the thing. Remember when I said that I actually do agree with you about Ronda, but I just couldn't do it for my own game just because, it just feels uneasy? The thing is, I'm really confident in Bianca. If you noticed, I've put like 21 points total on Bianca because it's 10 for most eliminations and then 11 for her to be in the final four.
Right.
I've only given her 1 point to be the winner. I think it would be amazing if she won back-to-back fucking Rumbles and then challenged Becky and then finally gave Becky that clean loss. But I'm only putting 1 point because I'm dreading that you're right about Ronda, and I don't want like my biggest catastrophe points-wise to be like an incorrect winner. So I've only given Bianca 1 point for winner. But I've given her a shit ton of everything else.
Here's the interesting thing, dude. You've given Bianca 22 points total. The 10, the 11, and the 1, right?
Yes.
And that is based on her getting the most eliminations, being in the final four, and then winning the whole thing. But even if she doesn't win, you still have 21 points on her just for getting the most eliminations and being in the final four. That's really fucking smart on your part. I have 22 points on Ronda Rousey, too. And she's not even announced for the thing yet. I have 4 points on her being number 30. I have 11 points on her being in the final four. And then I have 7 points on her winning. That is how confident I am in Ronda Rousey not only being in this thing, but winning it. So... But here's the crazy thing, though. This is what I was kind of working my way around to. I have 23 points on Charlotte Flair, entering in the first two, lasting the longest, getting the most eliminations, and being in the final four.
Wow. That is so wild.
That is how O-fucking-P that woman is in WWE.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So.
Damn.
Gives you a little bit of an idea there.
Yeah, I'd say.
All right. That's pretty crazy. I love some of the themes that we share in ours, though. I really do. That's really awesome.
Yeah. All right. Now men's rumble.
Yes. Now we get to the men's rumble. And since you gave your women's rumble winner last, you should get to give your first entrant first.
Okay, yeah, I just want to warn everybody my point allocation, and nothing's like wrong. Like, I haven't put more value on a winner than them being in the final four, say. But I still don't necessarily like these point totals, but I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to let it ride. Ricochet for number one entrant, and I put 4 points on that. I think it's a little high for something in that category. But,
I mean, you say that, and yet I have 5 points on my number one entrant.
Who's your number one entrant?
Rick Boogs.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, my whole thought was like, it's almost like when the New Day went on that long streak where they opened almost every pay-per-view, right? I think Rick Boogs is going to be like the hype man to get people into the Rumble match. He's going to open it up, and rather than talking about Shinsuke Nakamura, he actually gets to talk about himself for once.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, so Boogs is my number one, and just to be clear to everyone, by the way, the rules that we go by is even if I have somebody in that one slot, as long as they're one of the first 2 people in the Rumble, you get those points.
Yes.
So even if, Boogs comes out at 2, or Ricochet comes out at 2, or Lita comes out at 1, or Bayley comes out at 2, we would still get those points because we're not necessarily picking the exact number 1. We're picking just the first 2 entrants in general, like who the first 2 people in the ring are going to be. Because it doesn't really matter what order they're in because they both get into the ring and the bell doesn't ring until after they're both in the ring. So.
Right. Here's where it gets interesting for me a little bit. And again, like, I think the point totals for me personally are a bit high given this category, but I just worked with what I had. AJ Styles at number 2, I put 6 points on that.
Oh.
I think AJ is going to kind of have a workhorse rumble here. So
How many points?
6 points.
Oh, damn. Okay. You did kind of jump the gun a little. I never gave my number 2 yet.
Oh, I apologize. Who's your number 2?
Happy Corbin with 2 points.
Very interesting. I like that.
Yeah, so I could see a world where Corbin comes out and starts talking shit, and then Boogs cuts him off. Or I could see Boogs getting his shit in, then getting in the ring, and then Corbin's music hits, and everyone goes, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they are in a program with each other, so it would be relevant. And you picked Ricochet and Styles as your first 2. That's dope. Who's your number 30 though, John? Let's keep this in order.
Oh god. All right, I only put 1 point of confidence on this.
Same.
I have my number 30 at Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
Brock fucking Lesnar. Yeah.
Okay. I also only have 1 point of confidence in this, but I thought you were gonna go silly with yours, but I feel like Brock Lesnar is gonna be in it if he loses to Bobby for sure. So my number 30 entrant, he's got that contract that allows him to only work like 2 or 3 shows a year. I have my number 30 entrant being Goldberg.
Holy shit! Can you imagine? Oh my god.
I think it's hilarious, honestly. He shows up, works for like 5 or 6 minutes, gets blown up, gets eliminated, and leaves.
Yeah. Jesus.
All right, then we get to our longest lasting. You and I might actually have this in common, man. I have 3 points on it being Ricochet.
I have 2 points, and I didn't have Ricochet. I actually had Finn Balor.
Oh.
I think Finn has the look of somebody that could be longest lasting in the Rumble, as the conditioning that I could believe. So, yeah.
Wait, is he in it for sure?
I thought he was.
No, dude. He's not announced for it.
I'm still going to stand by it, honestly, because he is a roster member. So it's not unfeasible.
True. He is a roster member. Okay. And then we get to shortest lasting.
I'll admit that I was kind of lazy with this because, like, it was a lot harder for me with men's, whereas with women's, again, you and I had the exact same thought process. I just had Madcap Moss at 3 points.
I'm shocked that we didn't have the same thought process on this one, honestly.
Who'd you have?
Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, God. You know, I think I've been trying to suppress that he's even fucking in it.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, though, dude. Makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Johnny Knoxville is my shortest lasting. And you said you had 3 points on Madcap being shortest lasting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I just ask you something, since this isn't part of our mini game, and I just want to kind of poke your brain on this? Like, I get that you have Johnny Knoxville as like shortest lasting. You think he's at least going to eliminate Sami Zayn though before he gets eliminated? Because I
Yes.
do. That's
Yes.
I think why I've suppressed
Absolutely.
it.
And honestly, it wouldn't even surprise me if he eliminated Sami Zayn and then immediately got eliminated by Corbin and Moss or something like that.
Yeah. Ugh.
Because they're really trying to make him be the babyface here.
Yeah.
All right. Then we get to most eliminations. I think this is the one I had the most trouble with for the men's. I was like whipping them out real easy for the rest of them, and I'm pretty happy with my answers. This one I'm the least certain of. The one that I'm the most like, I don't really know. It could go a lot of different ways. It could be Brock. It could be really anyone that loses a world title match and then goes to the Rumble could be in this slot. It could be, whoever number 30 is. It could be, there's a lot of options. I literally just went with the biggest dude in the match that I think they're going to start trying to push. I went with Omos with 4 points.
Ooh, dude. Honestly, that's one of my favorite guesses that you've made. That's really clever.
Oh, and I had 6 points on Johnny Knoxville being the shortest lasting. But yeah, I went with Omos for most of the eliminations.
Most eliminations for me, you know what? I'm standing by my pick, even though I really love yours. I can't say that enough. Only because I think they do want to start building this guy back up a little bit. Given everything, I had Big E for 5 points for most eliminations.
I love it. That's great.
All right.
The only reason that I didn't go with Big E, I think, is because he's a face, and I feel like faces don't really tend to get a ton of eliminations unless they're on their like Goldberg, Ryback, Strowman bullshit, where they're like super monstrous beasts that are just like unstoppable, even though they're not even heels.
Yeah.
So, all right, and we're up to the final 4. So your lowest final 4 total, John?
I can't fucking believe I'm about to say this, and I stand by it. Austin Theory for 7 points.
Oh wow, okay, for 7 points, okay.
He's McMahon's pet project on TV. He's gonna go the distance on this.
We will see. I think it's more likely that Theory comes out at 30 than it is that he ends up being in the final 4, personally. But I do get why you say that. My number 4, my least likely, my least confident pick to be in my final 4 is actually Ricochet. I gave Ricochet a pretty sweet Rumble, man. I had him last the longest, and that included getting to the final 4 then.
The only reason I don't find that ludicrous is because from what I've seen with him on SmackDown, they might be doing something with him potentially.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could see it, honestly. And I never thought I'd say that, so good shit. Next one for me.
Wait. I gotta go next. We're going back and forth here.
Oh, okay.
So
you got next.
My second least confident member of the final 4 is also a member of the SmackDown locker room, Nakamura.
Very cool.
And by the way, I never gave point totals. Ricochet, I've got 8 on. Nakamura, I've got 9 on.
All right. Well, this next one for the final 4. Honestly, this was both fandom based, and he's still kind of in big conversations, given that he was a part of the Seth Roman kind of feud in that tag match recently. I have Kevin Owens for 8 points.
Nice.
So that's Austin Theory for 7 and Kevin Owens for 8. Just to recap.
All right, and then next for you.
Big E for 9 points.
Okay, nice. So you have Big E getting the most eliminations and making it to the final 4. That's good. That's good. You ready for my last 2 final 4 members, John?
Yes.
For 10 points. This might be my worst confidence point allocation of the entire thing. Honestly, I think this is very foolish. And if I could go back and change it, I think I would. I have 10 points on Omos making it to the final 4.
Damn. Okay.
Oh god, the regret. I regret so much. But then my full 11 points is like I don't regret this at all. My full 11 points, the most confident is that Brock Lesnar is going to be in the final 4.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you right now. My final 2, I already said
Big E.
Said Big E because you commented on those elimination stuff. So I guess I should say my final one is Brock Lesnar, and I put all 11 points on that.
Same. Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so that means that we both have Lesnar winning, right?
Yep, and I put 10 points on it.
God damn. I put 7 points on Lesnar winning, so.
God damn. If I'm right about Austin Theory being in the because that's the pick. Because I'll be honest with you, dude. My original men's Final Four, I couldn't even remember what it looked like exactly because I think I pretty much changed at least 2, maybe even 3 names. I originally had Drew in the Final Four, but I have no idea if he's even going to be in it because of that supposed
the
neck injury.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because if he was healthy, dude, if he was healthy on TV regularly, he 100% would have been in my Final Four, and I'm guessing you would have been the same.
Probably,
But,
yeah. He would have been the SmackDown representative in my Final Four over Ricochet, I think, if he was healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I tried really hard to make sure that I had 2 SmackDown and 2 Raw guys on my Final Four.
Because that's what's fucked about my Final Four too is I don't have any SmackDown people. Because like Brock, I guess technically because he'll challenge Roman, but like Brock. Raw, Theory's Raw, Owens is Raw.
Can you hear me, John? Hello, John. Can you hear me?
I'm hanging up. I can't hear you right now. I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
I can hear you.
We weren't before. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but anyway.
Dude, I think you had an internet hiccup because you cut out and like you cut out and then you were completely silent for like 4 or 5 seconds. And a lot of the time when that happens, when you come back, you can't hear me. But obviously this time you can.
Yeah, I could hear you the entire time. You never dropped up. So let's just reset. What was it you were saying?
I don't remember.
Okay. I was just making the point that all my people are Raw because Brock's kind of a I do what the fuck I want guy, even though I fully expect him to challenge Roman.
Right.
But then Theory's Raw, Big E's Raw, Owens is Raw.
Although Big E was on SmackDown tonight.
Maybe the brand split just doesn't matter anymore. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore with this company.
Well, plus like Seth's been on SmackDown, and I think he's supposed to be on Raw, right?
Yeah, that was a whole weird thing because I guess they just needed because who was originally supposed to even challenge Roman that couldn't, and then Seth was the replacement.
Was it Drew?
I doubt it though, right?
I genuinely don't know, dude. I have no clue.
I don't. Yeah, I don't either.
So.
But yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's so we got Brock. We agree on Brock for men's. I got Bianca for women's, and you went full Ronda Rousey for women's, right?
Correct.
As far as winners go.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's Rumble. By the way, I guess because we never gave hype levels at the beginning, and I know, Foster, you gave yours. I will say it's so weird being checked out of the product, right? Because it both kind of hampers the hype, but also in a weird way elevates it because I don't have the fatigue and the negativity having actively watched the product. So I'll say that I think my Rumble hype, just to enjoy the match concept in and of itself, probably at an 8 out of 10. And I honestly think that Roman Seth's going to be a banger. And hell, even Lashley Lesnar should be enjoyable. So they've got 2 strong world title matches. And both Rumbles, just for the gimmick, should be a good time. So, yeah, 8 out of 10 sounds good for me. I think I'm just a point below you, Foster.
That's interesting. I think I'm at a 7 out of 10 for the show. Because I'm at about a 2 out of 10 for the Women's Rumble.
Right, because you're really putting stock in, like, heavy stock in those Ronda rumors.
Yeah.
So, and plus, hell, I'd be miserable too if I were you, because with all your confidence in Charlotte, if she has the kind of performance that you're projecting, that's not a fun time.
Yeah,
either.
I think this show is going to revolve around Charlotte, Ronda, and Brock, and you know that I'm not particularly a fan of literally any of those 3 people.
Yeah, that is one thing I wanted to make a remark on. I want everybody to understand that just because I have Brock winning the Rumble doesn't mean I'm happy about it. I like babyface Brock, but I hate when you've got a megastar, literally a megastar, that could walk in and be like, hey, I want to challenge for the title. And you say anything other than okay is completely ludicrous. Like, he doesn't need to win anything. He doesn't need to do anything. He even in kayfabe could manhandle Adam Pearce. And Pearce would just be like, okay, sure. I mean, I tried finding you, but you're a draw. So, just be nice to me, please, and give him the title shot. I like when the Royal Rumble actually fucking gets his way anyway. Exactly. Like, I like when the Royal Rumble fucking makes people. Yeah. Granted,
you mean like last year with Bianca?
Yeah, that was amazing. That was a great fucking story that she had. I'd like them to do that again, but I don't really see that for either.
Who was the men's winner last year?
That wasn't Drew last year. No, who won?
No, Drew was 2020.
Oh my God, I don't even remember who won the men. Oh, it was Edge, right? It was
Oh, that's
Edge
right.
because
Well,
he won at
dude,
number one.
that explains why we don't remember it, though, because it didn't fucking make anyone. We remember Drew because it made him.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
remember Bianca because it made her. We remember the rumbles that make people. We don't remember the ones that just get won by fucking vets that have been around forever and could have gotten the title in any other way.
God, and he won it at number one too. Like, I hate rumbles like that. I hate when you have like the
Yeah.
winner that's already established come out and you don't even like get the grueling kind of, oh man, am I gonna make it? Like, oh God. Yeah, I don't know. Really thinking about these rumbles and what could happen. Let me adjust my score a bit. I think I'll join you because I still stand by what I said about the gimmicks and the Strong World title matches.
Yeah.
But if those outcomes with both Ronda and Brock, I can't pretend to be enthused about that.
No.
So
Yeah, I don't like to look at betting odds for most shows, but I couldn't help myself this time around. And like, bruh, it's it is brutal this year. The betting odds are rough. Like literally, Ronda Rousey is not only the betting odds favorite to win the Royal Rumble, like to the point that she has negative odds. Like, you know how they say like, oh, 10 to 1 odds, 21 odds, 20 to 1 odds, whatever.
yeah.
Her odds to win the Rumble are 4 to 5, meaning you would literally need to bet $125 to win $100 if you got her right.
Damn.
Whereas like 10 to 1, you bet $100 and you get 1,000 back, right?
Right.
But in Ronda's case, she has literal negative odds. Like that's how much of a favorite she is. And not only is she the favorite to win the Rumble that much, she's the fucking betting odds favorite to walk out of Mania with the Raw Women's title.
Holy fucking shit.
She is at 5 to 4 odds to walk out of Mania with the Raw Women's title. Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair are tied behind her at 33 to 20.
Now, can I just say something to all that? This is one case, because you and I sometimes will be like, oh, come on, John, why'd you look at spoilers? Or, God damn it, Ashton, I wish you weren't spoiled or you didn't look at that. This is one case where I don't even blame you, because imagine how enraged you and I would both be if this caught us off guard.
Exactly.
Like, imagine it, dude. Like, because I'll be honest with you, and I think you know that I'm not lying, because I think you know my temperament anymore, that I'm really, like, my tolerance is so fucking low. I would openly say to you in live reactions, like, Ashton, I'm done. I just want to end the recording. Like, if she came out and she won. Like, and I'm not lying, because I'd absolutely throw that bitch fit. I can own up to that. But at least we're prepared. So if her music hits, and we'll get the fucking groan out, and then we'll be like, oh, here it comes. Which is such a shame, too. Because before I saw the same betting odds that you did, because I too couldn't resist, and I'm glad neither one of us could, I really thought, Naomi could have a great chance this year because she's had the whole story with Sonya where she's the underdog, but that story's over. She got the win over Sonya, so she doesn't need to win anything else in WWE's mind. They could have really made a great year for Naomi as like a different kind of pick. Nah, it's probably going to be Ronda. Hell, I'm not even necessarily thrilled about Bianca winning 2 Rumbles back-to-back, but I like Bianca as a person and as a performer, so I can overlook it.
Yeah.
Especially if it means she beats Becky. But if you're seriously going to give us the fucking Ronda-Becky one-on-one matchup, it just, to me, it cheapens so much because, like you had said earlier, see, now that we're done our predictions and stuff, I guess now we can do this in reverse and we can actually, like, unpack this Rumble a bit more substantively.
Yes.
You had said that, oh, John, do you think they did Doudrop because she's a heel right now to kind of slowly work Becky back to being a face?
Yep.
And I had told you, like, I am skeptical about that, and I stand by it. Here's the thing, though. If you're right about that, what I hate about that, I mean, I'll credit you for being right, of course, but what I hate about that is I feel like it retroactively cheapens everything even further. Like, we already hated that Bianca lost in 26 seconds. Mm-hmm. Now it makes it even worse to me when there's no longer a heel for Bianca to get anything from. When you just make Becky the hero again, it's like, well, wait a minute, you were just a jerk not too long ago. And beyond the fact that, like, I hate when WWE plays fast and loose with collective memory like this, it's just like, that just really slaps the face of, like, every baby face to me. So I hate that. And we already kind of talked about the Brock stuff. So
she even Liv too. Liv had that whole feud with Becky, and now she's not going to get anything either.
Yeah, she had that whole feud with Becky, dude. And, like, Becky even assaulted her arm and, like, kayfabe injured her. And it's like, oh, can Liv overcome this? And they do all that. Like, yeah, you were kind of a horrible heel just in the sense that, you were dastardly. You did cheap, underhanded stuff. and now suddenly it's like, oh, Ronda's here. That, like, honestly, to me, and I know this is a reach. I'll admit that this is a reach, but because I'm so, like, steeped in fucking politics, I'm sorry. That kind of reeks to me of, you should root for this person because Ronda Rousey's kind of the stand-in for Trump in this situation. Vote Biden because Trump bad, and Becky going back to being babyface after having this heel stint where she shit on people. She's like the Biden in this, and Ronda's the fucking the Trump coming, and it's like, oh, but we got to vote for this because if we don't, we'll get this. So you've got to cheer for her, otherwise we'll get her as champion. And it's like, well, no, I want Becky to get her comeuppance, and I hate Ronda. I don't even want her on my TV. So the whole thing just sucks. Ugh. Fuck. I don't know. I'm really glad you and I looked at those betting odds, though. Fucking hell.
Yeah. It's rough. It's real rough.
But then on the other hand, though, like, Foster even said, oh, Jesus Christ. All right, hold on a second. There we go. Second time I've used the band hammer today. Yeah, Foster was saying that he could even see, like, Austin Theory winning. And, like, I hate that because only WWE could take one of our talking points and shit all over it. Twitwow, we like when the Rumble makes people. WWE, here's Austin Theory. And then we just have to literally be like, no, not like that.
Yeah.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Because, you know, dude, who even knows? Like, because McMahon, somebody back me up on this. In fact, Ashton, you might even be able to back me up on this. Didn't they make, like, a segment where Vince got really graphic with Theory about how he'd beat him up or something if he didn't win? Or at the very least, if he didn't have a strong showing. I don't know the exact wording.
Honestly,
wording
dude,
matters.
you might be right, but I genuinely don't know. I don't pay enough attention to Raw to know.
If somebody could please back me up, because I could swear somebody mentioned that there was a segment between Theory and McMahon. Now, the key thing here is, did McMahon say if you don't win or if you don't have a strong performance? Because, again, words matter in wrestling.
Yeah,
Paul Heyman taught us that.
I mean,
so, like,
words need to matter in wrestling, but I don't think Vince gives a fuck about that rule.
But unless they're his words, though, possibly, he might feel differently. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but I can't say, oh, we need to take this man at his word when this is the same man who literally just practically habitually at this point takes advantage of the line card subject to change. Like, nobody in the wrestling business lies more than Vince McMahon.
Yes, that is true. And you know what, to be even fair to the discourse, Foster did just reply, and he said it was if he didn't beat Finn, nothing to do with the Rumble. So I stand corrected. Okay. I do stand corrected. And I'm actually relieved that I stand corrected. But either way, I really could see him being a Final Four because if they've got him spending so much time with Vince on TV, Vince ain't going to be on TV just for anybody. I genuinely believe it's like, hey, kid, if I'm being on TV with you with the history of my character, that's me putting all the history and the prestige I've accrued with this character over decades, and I'm associating it with you. So we're strapping the rocket to you. You better be able to carry it. So I don't think he'll win, but I'm with Foster. I wouldn't even be surprised if Theory won, and that would still make me groan. So
honestly, if
yeah.
Austin Theory, of all fucking people, won the Royal Rumble, I think I'd be pleasantly surprised. Because I don't think that WWE has the gumption to go that far with someone that new.
Interesting. I could actually see where you're coming from when you say all that. I do, because they are pretty gun-shy when it comes to, like, new people.
It's like in the way that, like, we are, like, it's like a breath of fresh air that we have guys like Tony D'Angelo and Von Wagner, even if we don't like them individually, just because of what they represent, which is, you know, the new, the winds of change kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, it's got to be a Brock or some heavy hitter like that, because look at your champions landscape. You've got Roman on the one side, and we both agreed that Lashley's winning the title back. So, like, how many people can believably beat those guys, especially with Drew out hurt? Because honestly, I would have even picked Drew to win his second Rumble if he was in this. I think Drew could have been a winner for me. But with him out, yeah, it's got to be Brock. I just can't believe anybody else on the road to WrestleMania beating either one of these champions. So, anything else you want to add before we close this out?
I think my biggest thing is that I just really, really hope that Bayley and Asuka return. Not even because I expect either one of them to win, just because I want them both back on my television every week again.
I 100% agree with you. And actually, I'll tack something onto that. I think the best thing we should all be looking for in the Rumble this year isn't even necessarily the winners, but maybe the storylines that are planted in this Rumble. So, for example, like if Bayley eliminates Lita or vice versa, because I've been saying I could see Bayley and Lita. Well, actually, no, not I've been saying. I think somebody suggested, and then I co-signed because I like that idea.
Right.
Bayley and Lita at Mania.
That was Mark.
So
that was Mark's idea.
Oh, Mark. So yeah, that was all you, Mark. So yeah, I think for me, it's less about the winners this year, and it's more about I wonder what storylines they're going to plant this year for the Rumble. So I think that's what I'm going to keep a keen eye on.
Oh, you know what? I actually did just have a thought that I'm glad that I thought about before we went off the air.
Okay.
Braun Breaker and Gunther being in the Rumble potentially.
Dude, if fucking I will say Gunther, since you said Gunther, is in the fucking Rumble. That was another guy I could have expected to win too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't seem like he's done his NXT UK or not NXT UK, NXT 2.0 business, particularly with Diamond Mine. So yeah, fuck. I could see Braun in it though. I think they want to get that guy in the pool as quickly as they fucking can.
Yo.
So like they kind of want to get him in the Rumble and gauge crowd reaction. I could 100% buy that.
You know what? Since we are talking about NXT, and those two guys seem to be the most likely, if not maybe even the only men expected to be in the Royal Rumble this weekend, do you expect any women to be in the Royal Rumble this weekend?
I'm gonna say Io. I do think Io will be in the Women's Rumble.
You think Io will be? Okay. I would love that. I really hope you're right about that. We'll see. I think the most likely NXT women are Io and Dakota, because they are the ones that feel the most like, obviously main roster ready, they have been for years, but also like their NXT business is kind of wrapped up, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, all right.
All right.
I think we're done.
Excellent. Yeah, I agree. I have no other talking points to provide or go over. I'm really glad we got to. I'm even glad that we got to have a little bit of a discussion about the Rumble itself and just kind of our deeper feelings on it. God, I hope it's not a shitter, but I'm getting a bit more anxious now as we end this recording. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see.
All right.
But yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. And I guess Ashton, I'll just leave you to take care of everything here. So it's all you, bud.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you enjoyed our preview and predictions for the Royal Rumble. If you did, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, follow us on Twitter and Twitch, and hey, if you would like to let us know what your Royal Rumble predictions are, be sure to post them in a comment after this video is done processing. We had people posting their predictions earlier, and they're already lost to the aether. That's why you wait until after the video is processed to do that shit. So go ahead and after the video is processed, post a comment with your predictions. Let us know what you think is going to happen. That way it's documented. And if you get everything right and you're a legend, we'll know and we'll be able to see it. And we'll be able to give you credit the next time we go live. Or maybe even by the end of the show tomorrow night, we'll go back and we'll look and you'll see who got everything right. It probably won't be very many people because Rumbles tend to be unpredictable. And there's always one or two of those matches that always go against the Vegas odds. So we'll see. We'll find out. Like I said, I'm at a 7. I'm looking forward to it to that degree at least. And we hope that you're all looking forward to it as well. Remember to subscribe on Twitch if you would like to support us. Other ways to support us are to buy our merch on Spring, donate to our Patreon, share this channel and this video with other wrestling fans. Oh, God, that was mush mouth as hell. Remember to share this channel and this video with all your wrestling fan friends and let them in on the best kept secret in the YouTube and Twitch wrestling communities. We are TwitWow, and we are the workhorses of the YNTWCs, and we will be seeing you all tomorrow night for our live reactions to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We hope to see you there, but of course, in order for that to happen, you've got to remember to stay tuned.